Hello and welcome to today's video. We are looking at We Kick Evil's Ass Every Day by Glam Polish. This is a navy crelly base with a green to blue to pink shimmer and matte pink glitter. There are also some tiny holo glitter in there. We're almost at the end of the Halloween polishes. Just one more to go after today's video. I didn't wear as much green as I hoped. Maybe next year. I love this polish. Those contrasting pink glitter are so fun and playful in the dark base, but I don't think I'd like it nearly so well without the shimmer. I feel like that ties the whole thing together. I will say the majority of the time, the shimmer meets the eye as more of a teal or an aqua, but it does shift. This polish goes on well in one coat. I don't think anyone would want to wear it in one unless they were layering it over a cream. But I think the polish really comes into its own in two coats. So layering isn't something I would do with this. I want all that extra shimmer and glitter because I live by a more is more ethos of polish. But I think this is just a standalone manicure, no alteration necessary. I couldn't remember what this polish was named for, so I had to go look it up online. It was giving me Sassy Girlies vibes. I couldn't figure out if that meant it was The Craft or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Turns out it was The Craft. I have not watched either show. This is where you're basically going to learn that I live under a rock and I don't know any television shows. Don't be angry, but I'm also not going back to watch them. The urge to do so just isn't there for me. And here we are in the second coat. I do get the polish opaque in two coats, even on my thumb, and regardless of my ridges. I do think those with longer nails might need three, but it is a pretty opaque crelly. I do spend a little bit of time here just getting that cuticle line just a little bit smoother where I cut off the corner. This is absolutely a polish that needs a glitter smoother. The glitter will leave significant texture. That also means it is hard to remove. Nothing truly miserable because the glitter are small, but it will take you more time and soaking is easier than scrubbing at it. I don't happen to use peel-off bases because I'm looking for as much longevity as I can get, but that is an option if you like a peely base and you have one. Even though this is a very opaque polish, it did not stain my skin when I was removing it, and it did not stain my nail plates either. I found it pretty easy to clean up the base color. And here we are going outside into the sun shot. I will say that this is where the shimmer starts to show more fully. You'll see that when I bring my fingers upward, you'll see that pink or magenta shimmer shift. And as I bring my fingers downward, you'll see it get more green. And as I move around to the right, you'll see how the direct sun makes it look aqua again. However, because this polish is so pigmented, it will leach color into your top coat. If you don't clean up your top coat completely around the edges, you will get little colorful wisps around the edges of your manicure. I left the little wisps around my middle and index fingers just to let you know what I'm talking about in case you've never noticed this. It's something you can clean up even once the top coat is dry. I would just suggest not getting your cleanup brush too soaked with acetone. You don't want to flood your cuticles with the acetone, but you do want just enough on there to wipe away at those little wispies. I will admit, most of the time, I don't bother cleaning this up. I'm usually the only one who would even notice it. Nobody's got their face that close to my fingers. And on this particular day, I cleaned up my thumb, but nothing else, because the thumb was the only one that bothered me. And we are into the shade shot. You'll notice that the blue shift looks just a little more steely, but the magenta and the green are still there. On the upswing, I feel like you can see a grapey purple right before the polish hits the magenta shift. It might also be more fair to describe the green shift as more of a teal now. I don't think it's quite as big a swing over to that colorway. First and foremost, this polish reminds me of a 90s tracksuit. I get such intense 90s vibes from this polish. Indoors, I do think it looks just a little bit different than in the shade. I think we've mostly lost the magenta shift. It still just peeks out here and there, but nowhere near the intensity of especially the sun, but also the shade. In my search for 90s tracksuits, I came across Adidas Gazelles and realized there's a colorway that looks like this and thought, do I need a pair? I also think this could be the painting The Starry Night if it happened to also be a vaporwave art installation. There is also the lilac breasted roller bird. I very much need to skittle this bird. You'd need a turquoise, a mint green, a purple, a lilac, or a brown mustard. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Please enjoy a clip of a squirrel giving me a cute look before running off with a peanut.